Hey everyone, today is October 12th, 2020. It's Columbus Day. My kids are in school, I finished all my chores, so I'm heading out on a short loop around my area, mostly in a town called Defiance. Grab some lunch on a hill in the middle of nowhere with an amazing view, and then head home. I've ridden about 60% of this loop before, but now that the leaves are starting to change and fall, I thought it might be fun to revisit it and add a few more roads. Since I've recorded most of these roads before, I decided to mess around with the GoPro extension pole thing to try and get a different perspective. The results are kind of meh. I also messed around with the camera angle, so you can barely make out the mirrors on the Champion most of the time, but trust me, it's there. If you listen close, you can hear the engine bog and struggle on some of these hills. It's hard to tell in the video, but this road is like a roller coaster at some points. This is always the tricky part of the video for me, the getting to the fun stuff part of the video. I never know if I should put a few small clips of riding to the point where it gets interesting or not. I sometimes forget how spoiled I am out here because even the roads to get to the fun stuff are pretty entertaining. Winding through some of the small farms, I get to sightsee at the horses as I leave civilization, as I like to call it. I live in what you could say is one of the furthest out bigger suburbs of St. Louis. It would be a real downer if I had to drive any longer than 10 minutes to get to these types of roads. The speed limit on most of these roads is either 25 miles an hour or 35 miles an hour, and that really seems to be where the Champion is the happiest. One thing I did notice today is when I had a strong headwind coming, even when I had the throttle pegged, the Champion was really struggling to get up to 45 miles an hour. A couple weeks ago when I did this run, when it was a real calm day, it was getting up to 52. It was screaming and it didn't like it very much, but it was getting there. Today it just was capped at 45, it seemed like. The first part of the ride today mostly follows a gravel road that goes along a small creek and through a few farms. It's mostly flat, but it has some nice curves in it that make it kind of fun. The second part, after lunch, it turns into pavement and really starts to climb into the hills. That's when the Champion really starts to struggle to get up to speed. You can hear it in the engine that it is not happy about it at all. I start to let the video run really long here. I think it just helps you understand how the Champion struggles on the up and the downhill. If you can hear the engine just chugging along, if I cut out sections of it, you can't really get the full appreciation of